Welcome to Siena. If you're looking at this video, you are looking at hotels and where should you stay, and should you potentially stay at the 4 Points Sheraton. We're gonna do a full honest review, give you the pros and cons, so let's get to it. You've rented a car, you're outside the ZTL. It's literally a 5 to 7 minute drive into the parking area to then go up the escalators to Siena. All right, we stayed in room 231. It's a basic room. We did not get an upgrade. They said they were totally full, but just to give you an idea of what the room looks like, you do have a single sink, you got a full mirror. You do have a walk-in shower with the doors. Give you a little better view there. It's a pretty good sized shower. They do have a large shower head above, which is nice. And then they do have the storage rack with towels and a seat for you ladies. My lovely bride Lexi always loves that. Continuing on, you do have the closet here, extra blankets and such. You do have a full length mirror that comes with drawers and safe. As we come into the room, you do have a place to put your luggage or sit and put your shoes on, put your shoes underneath there. That's nice. They do have a kettle. They do in Italy have a lot of the instant coffee type stuff. It's pretty good sized window. They do not open fully. They just kind of crack for you. We did sleep in this last night. That's why it's not looking super well made, just to give a little disclosure so you don't put it on the hotel that that's their maid service. Yeah, pretty basic, but pretty nice little room. I will say one of the drawbacks with this room is this thermostat. You cannot change the temperature. At least when we were here this time, you could not change the temperature cooler, which in my opinion. We like it at like 18, 19, colder, you sleep better and so on. It was warm. I was kicking the sheets off. I went down and talked to the front desk person and they said, yeah, it's a centralized system. It's either all hot or all cold. And she said, you can't adjust in your room. So it's probably gonna be corrected by the time you come here, because I did talk to management and they said, no, you should be able to change the rooms. Maybe, you know, per room, maybe there's something wrong with your room. We'll go check it out. I don't know, but if you're gonna book here, that's something I would look into if you like it cooler when you sleep, like we do. The breakfast was okay. Like for example, their morning sausage were hot dogs cut up. So it was kind of like if you stayed at a Fairfield or a Spring Hill Suites or Residence Inn, kind of a breakfast like that a little bit, maybe just a step up, a few more pastries, a little more juices. They do have the coffee machines, macchiato, cappuccino, machine. Nothing real impressive or to write home about by any means. It was, I believe, complimentary with the stay. I think 4 Points offers free breakfast. So, that factors into the budget. I will say what's really unique about Italian hotels, the two that we've stayed at, Courtyard in Rome and here, 4 Points by Sheraton, is, and this is a little hack for you in regards to saving a little money so you can travel longer, right? Is you get free breakfast and they have breads, right? White bread, wheat bread, so on, sliced. And they have mustard and mayo and so on. And then they have like 4 different kinds of cold cut meats and cheeses. So what Lexi and I have been doing is we've just been making 2 sandwiches each, how we like them. A little bit of lettuce on there. And then their napkins are pretty strong and big, and we just fold that in the napkins, the sandwich, and put it in a knapsack. And when we're driving around Tuscany, we're literally just having an amazing sandwich while we're taking in the views of Tuscany. If you wanna grab some sandwiches, or maybe you're like us, we make an amazing sandwich at the hotel. You could sit on the grass on the back side of the chapel opposite of the tower. No money, and then that gives us an extra money in the budget to where we can have a nice dinner. You should check out our video regarding Siena. You do have a full bar set up here, which is pretty nice. There are people in the evening time that mingle and converse and, mix, which is really nice. There's a lot of area out here. Look at that, all wood bicycle. How cool is that? That's in the lobby. I don't think you can use it. I think it's just display. They do run some specials and local beers and so on, and then you get the second one off from 6 to 7:30, kind of their happy hour. Here's also some of their best brews and pricing. €7, $7.50, etc. So they do have a little decent fitness room. It's not very big. This is the extent of it right here, but you do have, for those that want the ellipticals and the treadmills and so on, they do have it. A workout bench, which is important for someone like me. I like to do more free weights and curls and use a lot of the dumbbells and so on. So they do have free weights here, which is nice. Also kind of a cool feature, they have a sauna. So you just let them know ahead of time so they can kind of fire it up, warm it up for you. I think they said 15, 20 minutes, and you can utilize that. If you get in a bind and you don't want to go out to the store, they do kind of have what they call the pantry here with some snacks and drinks. Another thing I was super impressed with and just really kind of fell in love with were these old olive trees. Look at this. They are just very old. They put these two together and then it creates a space in the middle where they have different flowers and bulbs that will be coming up at some point in the year that would just be absolutely gorgeous. But look at these old trees. I wish I knew how old they are, but they're just so decorative and they're actually spread out around the property. And it just is a great look when you come in. You pull, especially at night, they're kind of lit up. We pulled in at night and I go, oh my gosh, these are just really, really cool. All right, so here's my final take on the hotel. I think it's really close to being just a dynamite hotel. It's pretty, as you saw. They got some good things, but there's just some little details that are just kind of lacking, which I think actually comes down to training. For example, the men's restroom, both towel dispensers completely dead empty. I looked at the back of the door to see when the, when they had checked it. It was 9:30 the night before. I don't think you're gonna run out of towels on both dispensers throughout the night. Would I stay here again? I think so, because the points were a good value at the time compared to others. It's not very far from the city center, especially if you got a rental car. I think if you took the train up here, you probably have to do taxi and things of that nature. You know, all in all, pretty good little hotel. The bed was nice. It just was super hot, so I didn't sleep that great. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Give us a like. The algorithm absolutely loves the likes. Post a comment if you like, ask questions. I'm here to help you. And then thanks for subscribing. Until next time, God bless, safe travels. Bye-bye, ciao.